Okay, everyone. So, I got these two filters online, and the only reason why I got the QFTs is because these were on sale. They were scratch and dents, so I picked up two of them. Now, this is the same design as the $20 ones you get off of eBay and Amazon. So, um, you don't have to spend an arm and a leg for these. Okay. I just got these because they were on sale. It was a scratch and dent sale. They were like half off, and it was only like $10 more than um, the the ones that were black. I just wanted a red filter. So, anyways, here we go. This is what I do to these filters, and I get the O-rings to seal. And so I do this so it's one, I know it's put together right, and two, I know it's going to come apart. Alright, so let me just get to it, and I'll show you what I use. And what I use is like a wax, alright? It's the same thing that I put on my camshafts when I store them so they don't rust, and I'll show you that in a little bit. Yeah, see, you can already smell the, yeah. You guys think I'm weird, but yeah, I can smell when the metal's about ready to mar, which it did kind of. Yeah. Yeah, I see why there's a scratch and dent. Some of the threads are. That's alright. Just minor imperfections. Don't really care about that. Just make sure that the inside is clean and no dust in it. It's got a decent filter. It's got a kind of a stainless steel mesh inside. Maybe it's stainless steel. And a spring. Fiber paper element. So what I use is this Veloplex, whatever. It's made by Kimball Midwest, and it leaves a wax coating on everything. And so when I go to store like a engine part or camshaft or a set of gears or something like that, I'll spray it with this and it'll leave a wax coating on it. Now the wax coating comes right off with some gasoline or some brake cleaner, whatever you want to use, but it does coat the surface. And I also use this on my chains. Now let's see, it sets up to a quick or a thick wax film lubricant, resists flinging and throw off. That's why I use it on my chains. Does not attract dirt, inhibits corrosion, will not damage O-rings and seals. Okay, so this is what I get. It's made by Kimball Midwest, and most of the products are pretty good. So what I do is I just basically make sure the threads are clean. See a little bit of, and I'll just give it a quick spritz on the threads. Some of that'll get on the O-ring. You don't want to coat it, you just want to get some on the threads so the threads don't mar up. And you'll see me use a Teflon, and I won't use the Teflon where this is, because if any of this hits the gasoline, it'll just dissolve and go through the system like nothing. But this won't dissolve, and if it gets in the system, it'll clog an injector, it'll clog the fuel filter, or get in a fuel pump. Anything is possible at that point, okay? Get in a regulator. So what I'll do is on these, I'll put the Teflon on here, and that Teflon will prevent this from marring these threads right here. And it'll just make for a smooth engagement. And a side benefit of using the thread sealer on here, it'll keep the dirt and debris from getting in the threads, because these are just aluminum. I mean, come on, these are AN fittings. These are the cheap, you know, you get a little more on them, they end up stripping and, you know, causing you more grief than what they're worth. But to make them last and so you don't mar the threads, I use the Teflon or the PTFE thread sealant, and that's what I do. I mean, I don't want to hurt these threads, but I also don't want the Teflon getting in here, so I'll use the wax. And I have a set of camshafts for 4.7 sitting on the shelf right now for the is the spring side. Flow goes this way, so this goes like this. Alright, so I got a set of camshafts on the shelf for 4.7. They're high output cams. I just picked them up last year. It's probably the last brand new set out there, and it just so happened to be like 40 minutes away from me. How weird is that? I've been looking for these camshafts for like years, and KRC, they used to grind camshafts, and now they don't. And you know, people want like $500 to grind a set of 4.7 cams, and it just, the stuff out there is just, it's unbelievable sometimes, the prices people put on things. Case in point. So no O-ring, spring goes there, O-ring inside, goes up against this. Flow goes this way. Just gotta make sure that spring is in that. And I'll just snug these. The O-ring does the work. There's no reason to crank on these and make them tight. There's no reason for that at all. You just gotta snug them. I gotta get another crescent wrench. So, yeah. The O-ring does the work. You just want to make sure that they just don't come loose. So I'll just snug them. And that won't leak. So this is going to be my fuel setup for the No Name National truck. That's happening in September. And I think it's the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I think it is. I'll have to look it up again. Why don't I know these things? I don't know.